Boys, yesterday, I had a specific reason I wasn't streaming. I went out to my uncle's camper as they did their Halloween celebration. It's a yearly event, a little before Halloween, this year about a month before. The kids go around to different campers, they trick or treat, it's all fun and glamour. They have some games, some contests. People go all out at these little campground festivity things. We walk through haunted houses, we've walked through just like the Trail of Terror, which is just a bunch of people that live there that went all out and were like running basically a haunted house for everybody else. It was kind of cool to see. I've been at campgrounds and stuff like that for Halloween in the past, but I've never seen them go that crazy. My other uncles were there, my cousins were there, my aunts, and everybody was there except like my dad and grandma and whatnot. The extended family. Spend time with the extended family once in a while. Yeah, so like I was saying, they had all sorts of games and festivities. The first thing they did was, I want to say it was like just kids for the games. A little like, they have their rec center, so they were playing ping pong, and it was like the egg race and stuff like that. It's just like stuff you do at like field day at your old elementary school. I obviously a little too old to participate. One thing I wasn't too old to participate in, however, was the pumpkin chucking competition. Ironically, it's not what you would think it was. I expected to be like who could throw the furthest, like the pumpkin the furthest, which mind you, former high school pitcher, just former all-star pitcher. But no, it had like nothing to do with chucking a pumpkin. It was more or less launching a pumpkin. Yeah, so they let all the little kids go. They all got a turn on this massive slingshot, which I'll show you guys here in a minute. All the little kids went, they picked their pumpkin, they shot it into the lake, and the furthest one was crowned the winner. Granted, the little kids, they didn't go too far, right? The kids can't really pull it back. But then it was time for the big boys, the big dogs. When I say big dogs, obviously I mean all the adults. But your boy had to step up. I was telling my cousins the whole time before, you just pull back, you lean back, you let the pumpkin go, and it's just going to take flight. Now, granted, they all got up there, and it flopped. 2 out of the 3 of my cousins did it. Both of them who didn't get the pumpkin in the lake. Then once I got my shot, I had to just show them I knew what I was talking about. I had to let them know that I can work a slingshot. And that's exactly what I did, baby. So the guy lets me set it up, or he helps me set it up. He tells me to grab by the sides. I start leaning back. They're like bungee cords. And I was like, here we go. And gone. All the way. All the way across the lake. There was no doubt about it. Easily the furthest. I blew everybody out of the water by like 20 feet or so. Yeah, it was like literally across the entire lake. So yeah, I took that prize home. And mind you, I'm not even like a regular there. Nobody knows who the hell I am. They might know my uncle, but he kind of just stays to his own little campground. But me? Nah. I like to get in there. I like to mix it up a little bit. And I didn't even realize that there was a prize afterwards. I didn't claim it. I left a little too soon. My cousin Victoria, mind you, she was dressed as Wednesday Addams, like the show Wednesday, whatever you want to say. I guess technically from the Addams family, but she knows her from the show Wednesday. She's a little 12-year-old girl, has the black dress on, whatnot. And after she goes, as I'm waiting in line, or no, a little before I was waiting in line, she starts going to my aunt saying, something's poking me. Can you help me get it out? Like, something's poking me. And she's, like, grabbing at her shoulder here. And my aunt, like, lifts up, like, part of the sleeve to see, like, what it was. Shit you not. There was a fucking bee crawling around in her shoulder, like, in her dress. Then my aunt, like, tried to swat at it, and it's, like, started crawling down her dress. My aunt's, like, lifting her dress up, trying to, like, and she's like, stop, what are you doing? But they got the bee out. The poor kid was stung 4 times. I felt so bad. I've been stung twice in my life. Both times on the hand, too, by the way, which kind of blows. Once I got stung, like, right between my fingers when I grabbed a shovel. I was helping my grandpa do mulch, and I grabbed a shovel. And apparently there was a bee on the backside, and it decided to puncture my hand right between my fingers. But yeah, the poor kid was stung 4 times. And she's never been stung before. So we didn't know if she was going to be having, like, an allergic reaction or something like that. So the whole time they're walking back, my aunt's like, can you still breathe? Are you good? Like, how's your throat feel? This and that. She's okay. She wasn't allergic. She didn't have an allergic reaction. They just gave her like I can't think what medicine they put over it just to subside the sting or the itch, I guess, because the bees have like the poison that they put in that just really itches. Like once you get stung, it sucks. Like the initial prick hurts a little bit, but then it just itches like a mother effer. So she didn't even seem like she was really bothered by that. So I think they might have gave her something for the itch instead of like pain. But anyway, night goes on. She's fine. They go around trick-or-treating and stuff. We see all sorts of cool decorations amongst the campground. And as I was saying earlier, the like the haunted house type path things. I wish I had videos of that, but I don't. We get back around like 7:15, right in time for the Scarlet and Gray versus Touchdown Jesus. The Ohio State Buckeyes take on the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. And as you know by the Cleveland jersey today, I'm an Ohio boy. I gotta root for the Scarlet and Gray. I've grown up watching the Scarlet and Gray. They won the national championship the year I was born. So yeah, it's time for them. Number 6 ranked country taking on number 9. And God, that game was so fucking scary. We go into halftime. It was 3-0. Ohio State's usually blowing teams out of the water by halftime. 3-0 Bucks at half. So I'm still holding my breath. This game's scary. Notre Dame and Ohio State start trading blows. They start like it's like an actually intense football game. I was actually scared. I want to pull something up for you guys. The Notre Dame quarterback. This guy looks like he has a goddamn mortgage. This guy looks like he has kids. And like he's like ready to take out his pension. This is a grown man playing college football. Luckily, his little advantage or the wife and kids he left at home didn't help him because Ohio State did win by 2. Nope. It's like 5 points. They scored a touchdown with 1 second to go, so sealed the deal. Then they, Notre Dame did all the trick plays, flicking it around, this and that. But during that game, my uncle mentioned how tonight in my hometown, we would be able to see the Starlink satellites, the satellites that Elon Musk put up to like bring internet to remote places on the earth, this and that. But we found out that we were going to be able to see the satellites. So around that time, we obviously went to look out and see if we could see them. And the video doesn't do the best. It's really hard to see, but like if you can slightly see dots about like right in this area, you can see these two here. We'll keep going a little bit. It is very dark, and I apologize for it. You can see some lights over here. There you go. You can see the slight glimmer here on the entire black screen. I know it doesn't really help, but yeah, if you keep looking along that line, you can see them like moving. Those are the satellites. I was not moving the camera. They're all on the line. There's like hundreds of them. That's crazy to me. It's like the fact that like those aren't stars. You can go outside and you look up into the sky, and half the stuff you see aren't even stars. And actually, even crazier, if you live in a city, obviously it's a little harder. You'll see a couple stars, but the fact that like you go back or you find somewhere where there's like no light pollution at all, the sky is like covered in stars. It's insane to me, and I cannot wait to get a chance to like see something like that because I'm a nerd for all that stuff, about space stuff. I have so many apps on my phones telling me like maps of the stars. So if I'm like looking around, I can see all the different stars and whatnot. It's really cool to think about how there's like, we're on Earth. Earth's big. You can't comprehend how big Earth is. But then trying to comprehend how big the universe is itself. It's crazy. It's literally insane. I want to go like literally to like the middle of the ocean where like there's no people and just look up and see the stars. I think that would be insane.